Yo, we got some good coof news, we got some crazy coof news, and we got some just downright depressing and fucking awful glimpse into the future. But hey, first and foremost, majority of states have shrinking coronavirus infections. Half are ditching mask mandates, which is fucking sweet. Just a little bit of this. USA Today, oh my, if USA Today had to report on this, it's bad. And a labor and employment law website collected data from 50 states, including that wouldn't be including, because it's not a state and it never will be, the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico, revealing that 39 fucking states have shrinking coronavirus infections, but my Delta variant, fuck off. And 25 states have lifted statewide mask mandates. Yeah, it's those stupid states with Neanderthal thinking. You guys remember that? That's sure fun. The report reveals more than a political divide. Littler, a legal firm, took a deep dive into the numbers and shows conflicts between the state governments and local jurisdictions. Many of the states rely on ever-changing information from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. It's not ever-changing because they keep getting new information. It's just because they keep flip-flopping. 8 states plus Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. recently tightened restrictions because they're fucking retarded. North Carolina, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, Oregon, Louisiana, Nevada, Virginia, and Washington State, and Washington, D.C. With the exception of Louisiana. You guys see a kind of a through line there? No? Oh, okay, cool. Of those states, only 3, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, and Washington, have slightly elevated levels of infections. Okay, Littler described the information this way. Governors and public health officials across the country implemented stringent mitigation measures to help contain the spread of COVID-19. And they've had, 2 years to figure out if it works or not. But this time, the lockdowns and the restrictions will work, right? As COVID-19 cases rates fluctuate, face coverings remain popular as a preventative measure. Has it really panned out or not? Survey says, Numerous jurisdictions have encouraged or mandated citizens to wear face coverings when out in public, especially when social distancing cannot be maintained effectively. Suck on this. Some directives also obligate employers to provide masks to their employee. Obligated, right? Obligated. USA Today has put together a comprehensive list of mask mandates and other coronavirus restrictions gleaned mostly from local news sources in states and territories, which should be fairly accurate information. Here's a list of the states that have listed mask mandates, where you should probably be looking for nice places to live. They're going to be the ones that are hopefully going to stand strong on this type of stuff, but you never know. Texas, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, Utah, Ohio, South Dakota, Rhode Island, North Dakota, Maryland, really interesting, Missouri, Nebraska, Massachusetts, Michigan, Montana, New Hampshire, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, California. Certain districts haven't. You got the Los Angeles vaccine passport, so you know what, hey, deal with that. Indiana, Iowa, Alaska, West Virginia, Wyoming, and Vermont. So, hey, it ranges the political spectrum, but you know what, hey, all of those people right there, they don't know what's up, okay? They're not quite on the level of Finland and Sweden, and now Denmark as well, halting the use of Moderna vaccine for younger age group because they're finding out some fucking funky shit as well. So why are the rest of the country still using it? Don't know, but let's just re-go over this because we talked about it a couple days ago, whenever the fucking news originally dropped. Finnish health authorities have paused the use of Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine on October 7th in men under the age of 30. Oh, okay, so just men. Just one day after Sweden and Denmark announced similar measures. Didn't catch Denmark? Okay, but Denmark's already lifted most of their restrictions as well, so they're already really awesome. And then now they're actually looking after young working age men. I really appreciate that now. And maybe I should be looking for some real estate over there in those Scandinavian countries. I'm a big fan of the women. A Nordic study involving Sweden, Finland, Norway, and Denmark found that men under the age of 30 who received Moderna's spike vax had a slightly higher risk than others of developing myocarditis. Swedish health officials on October 6th also halted the use of the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine for younger people and children after reports of possible side effects including myocarditis. Danish officials announced that it will halt the shot for those under the age of 18 due to similar concerns, according to a statement from Swedish health agencies that was translated to English. obviously, because it would have just sounded like Hergen Flurgen Noah Jabba. There is an increased risk of side effects such as inflammation of the heart muscle and heart sac. Yes, although the agency noted that the risk is very small, but enough to disrupt distribution. Okay, but hey, I don't think Moderna's really batting an eye on this one. Two of the founders and one top investor of Moderna makes it into the Forbes wealthiest list. Yeah, that's the one that Trump slid off of because, you know what, hey, he's just using the presidency to enrich himself and his family, right? Yeah. Then why did Moderna officials magically make it on there? Because this is all about the money. It's not about public health at all. Now is it? Of course not. Two founders of Moderna and one of the top investors in the pharmaceutical and biotechnology company has made it into the Forbes list of the wealthiest people in the United States after developing COVID-19 vaccines that have been used throughout the globe, whether you like them or not. While the rest of the world struggled in the crumbling economy, job losses, and financial hardship, the 400 wealthiest Americans saw their collective fortune increase more than 40% over the last year to $4.5 trillion, according to Forbes. And hey, I'm not going to fault those guys for just working within the system, but the government would just get out of the way. That would be great. So then we have an opportunity to try to make some fucking money. But it just goes to show you when you have more big pharma executives and they have all of those fucking weirdos out there on the left just wanting to get the little vax tattoo just to show you that, oh, I've got my jab and everything's all great and I've got the Moderna and I've got the I got the Pfizer jab, and don't worry if you don't want to get a tattoo or anything, the Germans have a nice little solution for you. And I wanted to pull up the article or something to verify this. So it's a little, it might be a meme. Okay. It might be a joke. It might be taken completely out of context. I couldn't verify it, but I did need to show and share this with you guys because Yellow Button advertises vaccinations. Yes, in Germany, they're handing out little yellow markers to demarcate those who have been vaccinated and those who have not. Just a little inverse of history. I just thought that was very, very shocking and very, very funny. Now we're going to move on to the disturbing. Texas middle school teacher is caught on video removing her mask and intentionally exhaling over a concerned student while shouting, "I don't care," despite district's mandate. We're not going to play the sound or anything, but you can see that, okay, literally, the one with the red mop on her head, Ghetto Raggedy Ann, she is the teacher. She's apparently supposed to be the adult in the room, and as you're going to be able to tell by at least a clip of this video, she's acting very stable, and I'd imagine that she is hopefully not going to have her position for much longer. And remember, this is in Texas, and they said something about not mandating masks in certain school districts, but hey, whatever. Let's just get a little bit of information here because we need some of it, okay? I can't just take a dump on her fucking mop head. Texas middle school teacher has been removed from the classroom after she was filmed removing her face mask and intentionally exhaling all over the concerned student. Remember, all of this stuff is supposed to be for your safety, unless, of course, you just fucking lose control of your own emotions and your own personal autonomy because you're such a fucking spastic. Then I guess everything's fine. Before shouting, "I don't care," as the child tried to get away. Yeah, middle school kids. Middle school. Fucking retarded. Not the kids. The teacher. The student is seen covering her face with her hand as the unmasked teacher breathes all over her during an altercation at Meade Middle School in Houston. Of course, the Abilene Independent School District requires face coverings for all students and staff. It's one of the 19 independent Texas school districts that have sued Governor Greg Abbott over his ban on school-wide mask mandates. Yeah, but it's being appealed right now, so... Footage of the September 17th incident began spreading on social media on Monday. On Thursday, the district said the teacher has been removed from the classroom and is facing termination due to her unacceptable conduct. You'll love to see it. After being notified of the incident, the teacher has been removed from the classroom and the investigation was conducted. The investigation has concluded and the district will take appropriate administrative action soon. I'm sure she'll probably be right back in the classroom just to go nana 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 and pull down her mask and cost more students in the near future, because that's always how this shit fucking plays out. But how about some good stuff, okay? Here's some good stuff of people sticking to their principles, and oof, Speaking of things that should be stuck, Miss World Netherlands quits pageant final to avoid getting COVID-19 vaccine. You love to see it. And really, does she need to go to the pageant to just conclude that she is incredibly attractive? Like, do you really need that? You're already Miss Netherlands, okay? You're already the fucking champion of one of the based parts of Europe. They're very, very small, but hey, you know what? You're the hottest bitch there, so appreciation for everything you've already accomplished. You've already done enough, okay? If you want to be Miss Unvaxxed 2021, you have my blessing for whatever that means. About 400 healthcare workers quit a large Michigan hospital system over COVID-19 vaccine mandate. People sticking by their principles. You love to see it. Approximately 400 healthcare workers, not bureaucrats, healthcare fucking workers, at one of Michigan's largest hospital systems have resigned over the system's COVID-19 vaccine mandate. Oh, that's all right. Gretchen Whitmer's probably just gonna get some of her flying monkeys to go there, and they'll just staff the hospital, right? They'll just fly my pretties. And fucking creep. Roughly 33,000 workers at Henry Ford health system, which includes 5 hospitals, were required to get the jab by September 10th. Those who didn't receive an exemption or comply with the mandate were given until October 1st to comply with or face repercussions as they just wrap their fucking fist. Some 93% of the workers got at least one shot of the vaccine, and another 6% received a religious or medical exemption. Bob Rennie, president of the healthcare operation and chief operating officer of the system, told reporters in a briefing Wednesday. Less than 1%, or about 400 workers, quit. Oh, okay, cool. Remember when this all started and it was like one life is too much, but if 400 people willingly or forcibly end up losing their job, that's acceptable? No one has ever been fired. No one will ever be fired. No, they'll just be treated like 2,200 Kaiser Permanente employees placed on unpaid leave. So no, you're not fired, so you can't collect unemployment benefits, okay? You're on unpaid leave until further notice, until you comply. Don't worry, you won't be fired or anything, because we can't really do that, because then you could sue us, and that would be a really bad look for us and our ideology. So don't worry, you're just on vacation. You're just not going to get paid for it, and you can't come back whenever you want to. Yeah, it's a real choice, right? Kaiser Permanente, one of the largest healthcare systems in the United States, placed about 2,200 unvaccinated employees on unpaid leave nationwide due to the company's COVID-19 vaccination policy. According to a statement from the company, the 2,200 employees were suspended, represent more than 1% of the firm's workforce, and the company employs around 216,000 people nationwide. Yep, they have until December 1st to get vaccinated in order to return back to work, the firm said Tuesday in a statement. Okay, so what happens on December 1st? Then you just get placed on longer administrative leave, or you just get turned into a different type of leave? Is that what we're doing with here? More than 92% of our employees have been vaccinated. Cool, appeal to the mob. That always works. And the numbers continue to grow. Kaiser added, it's one person, Mr. Kaiser, saying that as of October 4th, employees who had not responded to our vaccine requirement were placed on unpaid administrative leave. We hope none of our employees will choose to leave their jobs rather than be vaccinated, and we won't know with certainty until then. The Oakland, California, of course, it's fucking Oakland, California. We will continue to work with this group of employees to allay concerns and educate them about vaccines. We just need to go ahead and make sure that mind is squeaky fucking clean. Don't worry about it. Their benefits and risks. Several other large hospital systems have issued similar directives in recent days. New York-based Northwell Health terminated 1,400 workers because they didn't get the jab. And don't worry, Kathy Hochul, she's just going to be staffing them with fucking riflemen from the National Guard. Like, this bitch is nuts. All of these fucking morons. You think Newsom cares? Fuck no. He'll just mandate more shit because he can get away with it because it's California. Oh boy, and now we're going to get into this sad shit. Pfizer formally asks drug regulators, to let kids as young as 5 get its COVID-19 vaccine. And here we go. Eventually, everybody will get jabbed up. Then you have to carry your papers everywhere because not enough people are pushing back on this. They just think that it's reasonable. Yeah, okay, cool. Just wait until we're on fucking booster vaccine 5 or 6. Yeah, it's coming. Pfizer said on October 7th that it had submitted a request to U.S. drug regulators to expand the authorization of its COVID-19 vaccine to children between ages 5 and 11, because everybody over 12 can. Don't worry, you can rest safe and secure that your overwhelming survivability, and it will be further reinforced. Okay, you can get another 9 on that ultimate repeating fraction of a percentile. Don't worry, they got you covered. Fucking stupid shit. US-based pharmaceutical company and its German partner BioNTech, of course, it's always the Germans, sent the request to the Food and Drug Administration about a week after submitting data that they said showed they haven't finished any of the trials or anything. Yeah, we just got some promising data. Don't look too hard into it. We are Pfizer after all, and you can trust us. Wink, wink. How many stacks do you need? The full results of the trial, which will be run by the companies, haven't yet been released. Oh, okay, cool. But trust us, they're coming and they look promising. Just go ahead and give us the green light on this. Okay, we need to sell more. There's untapped market potential here, and we need to get more needles in more fucking arms. Okay, side effects be damned. With new cases in children in the United States continuing to be at a high level. Do we have to go back to the first story when cases were going down mostly around the entire country, or a little better than half? Well, actually more than half, 39 fucking states. But okay, cool, you go with your guys' line. You need to sell this fucking product. Continue to be high. This submission is an important step in our ongoing effort against COVID-19, as Pfizer remarked at their podium, made out of fucking solid platinum, as they dabbed the corners of their mouth with $100 bills. Pfizer's vaccine is already authorized for children aged 12 to 17 and approved for adults aged 18 and older, though the approved version isn't yet available in the United States. But most people are just acting like it already is, right? They don't even have the approved version out there. But don't worry, that one's been mandated. Okay. No, I'm sorry, that one's been given the green light, so we can just go ahead and enforce the mandate that's not even in fucking place yet, because reasons. Okay, and then, all of the study we have on boosters, all of that shit, it's all predicated on Israeli studies. And now what are they doing? Well, they're requiring boosters to be on your vaccine passports in order for them to be valid. Cool. They know this shit better than anybody else. And that's why they got that extra little line there on the vaccine passport, because of course they would. Israel is moving towards tightening the rights of vaccinated citizens by adding booster shots to the COVID-19 Green Pass that was required to enter restaurants, clubs, gyms, hotels, and many other indoor settings. New vaccine passport was announced by officials on October 3rd and will be available to people who have received the third dose of the government-approved COVID-19 vaccines or recently recovered from the disease. Hey, at least they're, acknowledging natural immunity, I guess. For the time being, are you eventually going to have to get a booster shot for your natural immunity? Is that where we're going towards? You guys have the studies. Again, none of this makes fucking scientific sense. You just follow the science. Passport that proves vaccination against the China virus is dubbed a green pass in Israel, and the China virus causes COVID-19. Oh my God, thank you for clearing that up. Israel's new system will replace its previous one that required just 2 shots. Don't worry, because now you need 3 shots. And then eventually you're going to need 4 shots. And then you're going to need, you know where this goes. New policy means about 2 million people risk losing their vaccination passports in the coming days, prompting scores of protesters to take to Israeli streets and demonstrations around the country against the government's new system. Israel's running an apartheid system. Okay, like this, like the war against the unvaccinated, or I guess now they're going to be called partially vaccinated. No, not that one. Okay, cool. And what about the Johnson & Johnson 1 jab? Oh, okay, cool. This story has been, it's been out for a minute, and I've been wanting to talk about it for at least a little while, but we needed some experts out there because YouTube fucking stinks. They fucking suck. But we need some kind of an appeal to authority in order for stories to be legitimate. And just take a look at the Hunter Biden laptop that New York Post reported on. Yeah, no, okay. Obviously, yeah. These aren't my opinions because I'm not an expert. Duh. Fuck off. Health officials confirmed Seattle woman died of blood clots caused by Johnson & Johnson vaccine. And yeah, Seattle. That's in the United States still. You know what? The entire fucking city wasn't part of Chaz and didn't secede from the United States. But you know what? You haven't heard not word one about any pausing on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine or anything. No, it's fucking gung-ho, full speed ahead on fucking boosters because Biden was told to. Okay, the lobbyists in his ear and in his party's ear just saying, no, you need to go ahead and go along with that. So Jessica Wilson just ended up like, a healthy woman with a young family who's not going to know their mother, all because of my vaccine. Cool. Washington state health officials confirmed a Seattle woman died September 7th after getting the Johnson & Johnson jab against the coof in August. It is purported to be the first fatality in the state from a rare blood clot condition induced by the vaccine. Oh, it's rare and it doesn't happen very often, but remember where this all started. And now we're here. On October 5th, the Washington State Department of Health issued a statement saying it is aware of a woman's passing, but didn't identify her by name. Sadly, this is the first such death in Washington state, and we send our deepest condolences to the family and loved ones, and we also accompanied them in the gift basket for to express our condolences. We made sure to include the booster jabs for her grieving husband and the rest of their family. In a statement, Secretary of Health Umar Shah, of course, added that losing a loved one at any time is tragic and that the pain can be all too familiar in the last year and a half of this pandemic. And people who are just unvaccinated know this all too well, and you just need to go ahead and get the jab. Okay, cool. Health Department said it is the first known Johnson & Johnson blood clot death associated with the vaccine in Washington state. Blood clots are a very rare complication associated with the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. Okay, yeah, go ahead and tell that to her husband. And the Center for Disease Control and Prevention has reported only 3 other confirmed cases nationwide, with this being the first in Washington state. Yeah, and adverse events associated with the vaccine are referred to as VAERS, Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System. It's amazing. It might have been a thing before this jab came along, but all of the interesting terminology that's just come out of making sure that people just do the right thing for their health is just astounding. VAERS data released by the CDC included nearly 7,000 deaths in the United States following vaccines before December 14th, 2020 and September 17th, 2021. The reports do not necessarily mean the deaths were caused by the vaccine. Yeah, kind of like totaling of COVID numbers. But anyways, I digress. We got one more for y'all. Ah, boy. If we're moving towards a even further two-tiered society, healthcare, right? You know what? All of the people that are applauding this decision are the same ones that not that long ago were saying that healthcare is a human right. But now if anybody's unvaccinated, that's all of a sudden no longer their right. Oh, okay, cool. Something that you make people pay for and then they can't use because they just haven't fucking complied yet. This is some sick shit. This is going to result in a fucking death. A fucking death. Colorado hospital refuses kidney transplant to woman over COVID-19 vaccine refusal. I can't fucking believe this. A hospital in Colorado rejected a woman for a kidney transplant after she refused to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Officials have confirmed. This isn't speculation. This is real fucking life. Leilani Lutali, my mistake, received a letter on September 28th informing her that the transplant team at the University of Colorado Hospital decided to designate her inactive on the waiting list for transplants. Okay, you will be inactivated on the list of non-compliance by not receiving the COVID vaccine. How is that fucking legal? I don't get this one. If Lutali continues to refuse to get the vaccine, she will be removed from the kidney transplant list. Yep. Now, is this going to be a death associated to the vaccine? I just want to know, because it's like, oh, it's still a choice. If you want to get, a fucking kidney, you just got to get the jab. Unfucking believable. Neither Lutali nor her designated donor, Jamie Fogner, have received a COVID-19 vaccine. Faulkner hasn't for religious reasons, while Lutali believes there isn't enough known about the vaccines. Oh, okay. So if she just, converted to Islam all of a sudden, that would make a world of difference. Like, this is just so fucking retarded. According to Lutali, hospital officials previously said vaccination wasn't a requirement to get a transplant, and it fucking shouldn't be. Boy. Here I am willing to be a direct donor to her, and it doesn't affect any other patient on the transplant list, Faulkner said. How can I sit here and allow them to murder my friend when I got a perfectly good kidney and I can save her life? Yeah, because this isn't about health. This is the clearest example that this is no longer about the virus. It is about fucking compliance. And we got some Canadian specific stuff up next. And again, I just always kind of hesitate to do stuff that, directly affects me. Because I still have hope for the United States and the rest of the world. But when it comes to Canada and its descent into just outright communism at this point, let's be completely honest, because you can't question any of the elected officials, because the great leader always has the best intentions for everybody in mind. And if you question that, guess what? Off to the gulag, my friend. Not yet. Let's be fair. They haven't quite finished the camps up there in Iqaluit, but I'm sure they're working on them. I joke for now. But just the absolute deprivation of rights and freedoms, yeah, it's getting to a point where eventually, I'll have to show my papers in order to fucking turn on my TV or fucking log into YouTube. You think that that's not coming? Just wait for Biden's fucking mandate to be put into place. Oh yeah, just employers with over 100 people. Yeah, they're already kicking kids out of school for just, online learning only because they aren't getting the jab. If you don't think that they're going to start walling off entertainment resources, if you aren't getting the jab, you just aren't paying attention. That's not being paranoid. That's just the sad state of real life. With that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.